Introducing the Durston Gear Iceline trekking pole. It's sleek, innovative, and ridiculously cold out here. In today's video, I'll be discussing what I love and hate about the Iceline trekking poles, what makes this pole different than any other pole on the market today, and I'm putting it up today with a side-by-side comparison to the Gossamer Gear LT5s. And testing its durability. Ow! Okay, let's start off with the specs and let's compare them to the LT5s. And I'm going back to the truck. On paper, they look strikingly similar. Both are made from carbon fiber with EVA foam grips and carbide tips. The LT5 comes in at 4.9 ounces each, and the Iceline at 4.7 ounces each. The Iceline comes with a 0.2 ounce sack that is required for storage, so that brings your total at 9.6 ounces for two, or the LT5's is at 9.8 ounces. The Gossamer gears come in at $195, and the Iceline come in at $169. Now, carbon fiber poles, the fact of the matter is they're way more prone to breakage. That's just part of what it is. Carbon is meant to be lightweight performance equipment, meant to maximize your speed and efficiency, and these do just that, but they're delicate, and if you're scared of breaking your pole, maybe carbon isn't the way to go. But if you want to throw down some big money on trekking poles, they're pretty cool. This is ridiculous. It's a beautiful day out. We're going hiking. Now, thickness will play a huge role in durability. The Gossamer gears here. I actually broke one of these years ago. I just finally bit the bullet and bought the replacement section for it. I broke one, and not only that, but everybody I know that got the LT5s broke one. The Durston poles seem to be doing better. I haven't really heard anybody complaining about that yet. I also really love that the thickness of the pole carries on very far into the bottom of this. Because they don't telescope, because this bottom piece doesn't have to go up into the top section, it enables it to be thicker all the way through. That's going to give durability, of more stability. Like, how thick is the actual carbon in here, because they are all hollow. Who knows? Now, the only way to really test the durability side by side would be to break them. And I'm not sure if I can break the Durstons just yet, but I really want to, so I might. I don't know, we'll see. The locks on these have a quick release, super easy, fast adjustment, rather than the traditional twist lock that are kind of prone to slippage. I can't say that the Gossamer gears really ever slipped on me, but I think we can all agree that twist locks aren't the best design. Now, I suppose you're wondering about these. These are limited release from Arc'teryx. They're the King Lion edition. All right, they're kitten mittens. I don't want to get frostbite. Next up, straps, or lack thereof. But first, I want to take a second here and talk about today's video sponsor. The Gem Bite. 3 words: chocolate sea salt. The Gem Energy Aid Bite is a real food bite for holistic energy, courtesy of green tea, L-theanine, ginseng root, and more. I eat one of these every morning to start my day off right with whole food ingredients. They just taste really good, and it's a solid upgrade from that candy bar I used to eat every morning. Admittedly, oh, that's so bad. Made with whole food ingredients, pumpkin seeds, ginseng root, and prebiotics, among many other things. It just makes me feel good in the mornings to put something in my body that's actually healthy. And if chocolate isn't your jam, they have different nutrient bites to choose from between daily multivitamins and targeted support bites like this energy bite. I think I'm gonna have 2 today. Right now, Gem is offering a special deal off your first month. Go to dailygem.com/Bryce and use code Bryce at checkout. It's good stuff. Get healthy. No straps on these, by the way, but don't worry if you like straps. They just started this month, I think, 2025, February, of offering a strapped version, because all you guys whimpered and cried about it, so you're getting your way. But nah, I'm just playing. But straps can be good. It's It's a really efficient way to break your wrist. The grips on these are just a black foam. They're not bad. I actually think they feel about the same diameter as the Gossamer gears. They don't feel very much different at all. I will say I lean towards the, I want to say cork, because I used to think these were cork. They're just foam. I use trekking poles different than everybody I've ever met in my life. So I found if you just grab like you're supposed to, you're really prone to getting blisters and your hands sweat a lot. So what I do is, I like to grip with just one finger this little nub on the bottom, and then I let the whole rest of my hand just kind of lay on the shaft here. So what that basically does, when it's hot, the carbon or the aluminum usually stays cooler, so my hands don't sweat as much. Also, I think you're really prone to a lot less blisters because you have less area of your hand that's just constantly gripping and kind of sliding around. This way I just kind of, you know, leave it light in between my thumb and my finger, and I just kind of, you know, just rock like this all day. If I'm going down a hill, then I can move to the top and my pull's a little bit longer, so I don't have to really adjust it if I'm going up or downhill. But the Durstons, they don't really have a nice big lip like that. So I find that my hand kind of slips down, and it's just not the most comfortable pull for me. Now, if you use them like you should, not a bad grip at all. Now, the lock system, not that they're the first one to ever use the quick lock, but they only have one point of adjustment, which means only one point of potential slippage. The bottom half of the pull snaps in with a click lock. Now, one complaint I do have with this, I just noticed actually today, the plastic inside of the receiver end was sticking on this one, so it might have a tendency to pop out of there, or apparently it does. And if you're not paying attention to it, you're out on the trail, you could easily lose that piece, so just be mindful of that. And also, they're a little testy to push in there. I know they've always worked really good for me. I've had these for probably, I mean, I got them right when they came out, maybe almost close to a year now. Maybe it's just because it's so cold out today, but these do not, oh man, they're hard to get apart right now. The thing with that is you now have 4 pieces of trekking poles if you carry 2. There's really no good way to attach this piece onto a pack. They supply you with a little Dyneema sack because of this issue, which I'll give them credit. If you gotta have a sack to put your poles in, they did it right. Really nice Dyneema stuff sack. It's just a little bit more of an inconvenience. Once you're using them, you just have one more stuff sack that I'm forgetful, I lose everything, so it's like, oh, what pocket did I put that in? And it's not a problem, but it's just not quite what I'm looking for. I think what I would really love to see on that sack is maybe a little loop at the bottom and a loop at the top, so you have more points of attachment, so you don't necessarily have to put it in a pocket. You could just attach it to some webbing or whatnot. Putting it in your bottle pocket and strapping it on the side is really the best option. Gossamer gear, LT5. Pre-broke. My vise is not currently mounted, and I'm not going to do anything scientific on this one, but I just want to see how much it actually takes for me to break it. There's not a lot of leverage on this, so I might use a tool, but I just want to see what it's going to take to break this again. So this one, I actually wedged between 2 rocks and then slipped on a wet rock and just snapped it like a toothpick. So it wasn't like all the other cases I've heard of where people just were using them normally and they broke. I'd like to think that I'm careful enough that I wouldn't have broke this, but I don't know. So which end do I want to break? Okay. That didn't take much. Not a lot of force, guys. And I will not be breaking the Durston gear today. Now, I know you're disappointed that I did not break one of these, and I was going to. I really was, for science. I'm not wasteful. What I found is that you cannot get these sections like like you can't go on the website and buy replacement sections. Now, as far as their customer support, I've only ever heard good things from Durston Gear. I almost would say that they might help you out if you were to break one of these. I don't know, maybe not. He just seems like a good dude, even though he hated my X-Mid video. But I've always liked that the LT5s, you can go through and buy each replacement section if you were to break one. Now, what does that say about your product? Well, they're preparing for them to break, maybe. Also, the grips on the LT5s, you used to be able to go and buy those separate. I actually had plans, sorry Dan, of buying those and putting them on these pulls, except you can't buy those anymore. Maybe Dan will have something to say about the durability on this in the comments section below. He's got a big online presence. He stands behind his products, and I give him full credit for that. But Durston Gear has like a cult following. I don't know if they like let Dan know every time somebody uploads a video talking about his project or products, but he's always there in the comments. Man, I tell you what, I ripped on the X-Mid a little bit. I don't think I'm ever going to do that again, because there is something about Durston Gear. There are just fanboys out there that just tear you up if you talk about it. I mean, it was a first look video, guys. All right, I even said we're taking a look at it. I didn't say I was reviewing it. People really hated that. But, you know, in hindsight, after using it, you know, a bunch of times, I don't know, I kind of stand behind everything I said. Overall, what do I hate? Hate it. Well, first off, these things are just junk. They are absolutely, I mean, reinventing the wheel. Like, this thing's just a piece of crap. The craftsmanship's terrible. I don't know what the R&D team was thinking about. Okay, I'm totally lying. Oh man, yeah, there's some people who are getting mad out there. The Durston fan club. So, I don't really like the bag. The bag's nice and it works. I don't know how you could figure up a better option. I kind of wish there was something you could like attach these two together, but I mean, who knows, that could be sketchy. Pure aesthetics, I just like the look of the Gossamer gears better, which shouldn't mean a damn thing, but I like the color contrast between the cork color and the carbon. I'd like a little pop of something here. They're just dark. I feel like they'd be kind of easy to lose if you sit them down to take a break, and I just wish they looked as good as this one. So when these came from the factory, the quick locks were super tight to where I would close it and I could hear the carbon cracking. So I did it a few more times to see if it was gonna break, you know, for science. But you can take this Phillips head screw here and loosen it up a little bit to adjust how tight it closes. Some people might not know that. Maybe anybody that's spending $200 on a trekking pole would know that. If you want a super, super light trekking pole, you got some extra cash in the bank, you're not too scared about breaking stuff, tad bit cheaper and definitely more reliable than the LT5s. So with the full best outdoor experience you can get, these are probably the best pulls on the market, in my opinion. If you want to see both of these pulls in action on probably the funniest backpacking trip you'll ever watch, click right here. I'll also link them down below, and go buy some sea salt gem bites, you know, because they're awesome. And it's cold out. I'm going home.